This happened last night. India thrashing Pakistan in the Super 4 clash in the Asia Cup, chasing down Pakistan's 171-run target with ease. It was a 6-wicket victory yesterday. But what made the headlines were these provocative gestures by Pakistani players. On-field, tempers flared, words were exchanged, the actions went beyond acceptable sporting behavior. What you're seeing is Farhan, the Pakistani opening batsman, making the sign of an AK-47 gun. And this is just a few months after the Pahalgam terror attack in which 26 innocent Indian civilians were killed. This is Sahibzada Farhan. He made a half century, and his half century celebration when he reached 50 was to make the signage of an AK-47 gun. And then there was Haris Rauf, the Pakistani fast bowler, who responded to Indian fans by bringing down, look at that, 6-0, almost to suggest to Indian fans that 6 planes were brought down during Operation Sindoor. This is disrepute, utter disregard to the gentleman's game. There are several videos of Rauf. This was one. The other one where Rauf, after picking up a wicket, makes the signage of a plane going down. Again, with open reference to Operation Sindoor. Now, all of this is political signalling. The point is the ICC's code of conduct explicitly debars players from using any kind of political symbolism. But India's reply came up with professionalism. It was aggression all around, whether it was Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill, the 2 openers, just completely blasting the Pakistani bowlers out of the park. They also spoke after the match got over to get a sense of what was going on, the heated sort of acrimony, the temperature rising inside the field, why that was the case. Let's listen in the words of the players themselves.
सर मैं एक्चुअली ये क्वेश्चन के ऊपर एक चीज़ बोलना चाहूँगा. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आप लोगों को ये क्वेश्चन पूछने बंद कर देना चाहिए अभी राइवलरी के ऊपर, बिकॉज राइवलरी तो स्टैंडर्ड राइवलरी एक ही बात है सर. कोई टीम अच्छा क्रिकेट खेले नहीं खेले, मेरे हिसाब से अगर 2 टीमें 15-20 मैच खेल रही हैं और उसमें अगर 7 ऑल है या 8-7 से कोई आगे चल रहा है तो उसको अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलना बोलते हैं और उसको राइवलरी बोलते हैं. 13-0, 10-1, मुझे पता नहीं क्या स्टैट है, but this is not a rivalry anymore.
I mean, today was pretty simple. I think that the way they were coming to us without any reason, I didn't like at all. And I thought that this is only the reason that I could give with my bat. And obviously with the win towards my team. And I think that's all was going through my mind and just wanted to deliver for my team.
All right, I want to go across to former India cricketer Atul Wassan. You know, you look at those gestures that were made by the Pakistani players, Atul bhai, you know, the AK-47, the flight going down. I mean, what is the ICC doing? This is clear political signalling, and players are debarred from indulging in this kind of political signaling.
I am just surprised, you know, you are giving them this importance by actually referring to this because, you know, if you can't walk the talk, you know, and this is pitiful, it is actually a comic relief for me because, you know, eventually, you know, cricket is not abstract like many other things because they believe they won the war, whatever it is, you know, international opinion is something different. But in cricket, you know, what has happened in the end really matters. And now they look like a joke, you know. So even acknowledging this, and even actually just giving them some importance because...
No, but Atul bhai, what is the ICC doing? MS Dhoni was pulled up. No, one second. MS Dhoni was pulled up because he wore the military's camouflage on his wicket-keeping gloves. They said ICC code of conduct, so-and-so rule, so-and-so subsection and so on. This is, I mean, one man is making an AK-47 symbol. The other guy is showing planes going down. I mean, should the ICC not act?
No, actually, what went down was they lost again badly. You know, so this is what it really matters, and I think we should not even make it an issue because you know, if you know, because that will give them validation, and I think because ICC will again actually it's a grey area, and we are above all this, you know, because we don't want to get into this. We are just proving a point to win the games, and you know, they are looking bad because they thought at 171 they've done it, but they actually were counting their chickens before they hatch, and this is what happens.
But tell me, after the first game, everybody went, oh, Surya Kumar Yadav was unsportsmanlike, he didn't shake the hands, he referred to, you know, Pahalgam, saying this is a political signalling. Why was he being pulled up? If he was pulled up, then so should these fellows. In fact,
so
more.
They were pulled up because, you know, they went after the messenger, not the message actually, and they went after the match referee, which was again very fearless, you know. But, you know, what I actually want to just admit to you, you know, not shaking hands is fine. But just using that platform of cricket and the press conference for making a political statement, that is under the code of conduct, where I found that maybe he should have avoided it, because you're just going to do a job. We don't want to play you, but we're doing it, and actually that's fine. So I think
here's what Article 2, Clause 10 of the
Yes.
ICC Code of Conduct says. It prohibits the inappropriate use of cricketing equipment and other items, including display of messages related to political clauses. And I come back to that. MS Dhoni was pulled up because he was wearing military camouflage. And I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, it was after one of the terror attacks that happened in India. And now you have this, where a guy is showing AK-47, the other guy is showing plane, and ICC has nothing to do or nothing to say. I mean, we should raise this with the ICC.
Not really. We are just, insulting them on the field of play, and we are winning the matches. And I think that is punishment enough. And I think they are looking bad, because, let them do it. And, just because if we go after them, they can say, I was meaning something else and all that, And then this gun signal is done by many players. But in this huge backdrop of what has happened, that's why we are making it an issue. But
No,
I
but
think
tell me, plane going down is not a purely political thing connected to what happened a few months ago.
But who went down in this game,
Should that not be taken up by the ICC?
Don't you feel sorry for these people, because what has happened in the past, and then they're making a show of this, and then eventually they're not delivering it by their play on the field. I think writing is on the wall. I think I rest my case there, because we should not even indulge them in giving them the validation of a protest about this.
Okay, Atul Wassan, we'll leave it at that. We'll see. I mean, maybe India and Pakistan will play again in the final. I don't know. It depends on the outcome of the Bangladesh game, really, between Pakistan and Bangladesh, given the current form and current record that we're seeing in the Asia Cup. But it's possible, maybe even likely, that India and Pakistan will meet again in the final. That's going to be next Sunday. One thing was very clear, very different, and very stark between the first game and last night's game, that the intensity from both sides really went through the roof. It was like watching, even though the contest was not quite even, or, as Surya Kumar Yadav said, it's not a rivalry. I mean, we're beating them left, right, and center. Even though it was a one-sided contest, the intensity of, the exchanges that happened and the intensity of the battle itself seemed to resemble yesteryear clashes between India and Pakistan. But we'll see if they meet again next Sunday.